All right. Well, good morning or evening, afternoon, everybody. Wanted to go ahead and get things kicked off. Thank you all for joining us today. Hope everyone is having a great start to their week. As others join, we'll go ahead and kick things off. We'll go ahead and, try to go through a couple slides here. Thank you all for taking time to participate in our webinar introducing ConverSight, our AI analytics platform, and how we're helping enable clients with their data in the Sage space. I'm Teddy Patizan, account executive here and partner relationships team member at ConverSight. I will be walking you through the background of ConverSight via a few slides. And from there, our solutions consultant, Vlad Becker, will jump right into the demonstration to provide a platform overview and how we're helping clients in your spaces today. At the end of the demonstration, we'll jump into pricing and how we can contact to, go into next steps. Before I get started, if anyone is having trouble seeing our screen, please drop a message in the chat window. And additionally, if anyone has questions throughout the webinar today, I highly encourage you to ask those questions in the chat window, and we'll address those as we go along. Again, thank you for taking time to participate today. With that, we'll go ahead and start with who is ConverSight, right? So we're an AI analytics platform. Our founder and co-founder both worked in very large analytical firms in the past, to ConverSight, really helping firms with their reporting and dashboarding needs. So about 8-9 years ago, they came up with the idea to provide on-demand analytics instead of waiting for internal teams to really generate those insights that are, traditionally needed in real time. So that led them to, build a platform where we have today, providing enhanced analytics through our solution to allow business users to pull information and generate real-time insights, really help make those critical decisions throughout the day, and workflow changes through instant feedback of our AI assistant, Athena. So when you think of ConverSight, think of conversational insights into your business to allow for on-demand, predictive, and even prescriptive insights into your data. As we go through a few slides here, you'll see a deeper breakdown of the solution, but to give you a background of some of the clients that we typically work with, you can see here that we've deployed to over 5,000 plus users across about 200 plus clients. Most of our clients are going to be a broad range of industries: retail, manufacturing, horticulture, construction, warehousing, distribution, and even transportation. Many of these clients have seen where ConverSight's key value proposition is its simplicity and rapid time to value that it offers via an end-to-end solution in order to do a plug-and-play integration. So ConverSight is not just a reporting tool like your traditional Power BI or Tableau tools. Only 10% of what ConverSight is really offering is comparable to those other reporting tools. So as you can see here, and during the demonstration today that Vlad is going to present, we're providing those reports and dashboards and on-demand, components by asking a question to drive a result or just drag and drop within our Explorer tools. We even take it a step further to provide a Twitter-like feed for each persona to receive a high-level reel of what's most important to them throughout their day based on the questions they ask the platform. From there, areas like demand forecasting, inventory optimization, recommended PO and work orders, all the way down to capacity and production planning, we're providing those through our tools with our patented AI and ML technology. We can even recommend insights into, where you may stock out or have too much inventory to provide good recommendations ahead of time. We're prescribing those actions to take based on the direction of your business. That's really where we start to differentiate as an AI tool, as we're allowing you all to not see any of those little details fall through the cracks anymore. The AI assistant is really monitoring 24/7, giving you alerts, telling you what's happening in real time, because they know what's happening based on what you've trained Athena and where she's looking throughout the solution and the data. So data intelligence really goes from descriptive to predictive and then prescriptive. Those are the biggest differentiators as we knock out all three, all in one platform. And we do this by meeting you where your data is. So simply saying, we can connect to the Sage platform, or we can connect to multiple platforms in order to enable your data all within one platform for one single source of true visibility. So as you can see here, we're connecting to all your data points in order to give you those insights as you need. So with many current customers, a lot of them came to us with the need of a scalable out-of-the-box solution to meet them in their data journey and really provide a cost-effective solution. Really allowing you to get much more granular into the data and understand how to reduce costs, gain efficiencies like forecasting, planning, and even demand reporting. As you can see here, this is a really high level of some of the areas that ConverSight is really helping businesses enhance their daily needs. Even to the degree of one of our clients, Midway, they were struggling with the ability to gain visibility into their ERP data to understand, the proper forecast, which was, generated manually and taking many hours each week for them to understand, ultimately affecting them to gain an excess of 1.2 million in inventory. So we help them with some on-demand reporting for all the users to gain that visibility to start, but also took it a step further where we help them come up with a plan where we're helping them reduce 750K worth of excess inventory over the first year. Another client as well in the Sage space, we're not only helping them with just the on-demand analytics, but really to get more granular into their data as it results to sales analytics by customer type, and any channels within. Even getting into inventory turn, shipping cost analytics, and even container load planning. So really, at the end of the day, we're able to help you all in multiple facets. And as you can see here, there's a few additional use cases that we've assisted clients based on their needs, really delivering a solution efficiently so a client can really see the value and adopt the solution in a very short period of time after kickoff. And as you can see here, there's multiple different use cases within supply chain, manufacturing, sales, and procurement, where we're really helping them optimize their business with their data. With that being said, I'm going to hand the keys over to Vlad. Vlad Becker is our solutions consultant on the ConverSight team, and I'm going to allow him to show a quick demonstration of the platform for you all before we dump into the implementation and packages overview.
Yeah, thank you, Teddy. And it's great to be here with everybody. Excited to dive into the environment to give you a look and feel of the platform. As we dive in, Teddy, can you just confirm for me that everyone can see my screen?
I can indeed.
Beautiful. All right, so welcome to ConverSight, everybody. We'll start off with a look and feel of the platform, some of our analytics tools that we have available here. And then we're also going to dive into an inventory optimization use case. How do our customers utilize ConverSight for some of that decision intelligence around how to limit excess inventory and also avoid stock out issues as well? So here we have within ConverSight our Insights page. This is going to be the most common landing page that users will see when you first log into ConverSight. Monday morning, you're going to see this newsfeed-like view of what is really the data, what the data is really telling us, right? So as we plug into your Sage, your CRM data, a variety of different sources of data. As we're pulling that in, we are seeing any sort of anomalies or trends that ConverSight is picking up on and providing these to you in an automated fashion, right? So we're starting to see things like demand trends, sales trends, inventory trends, and these are really going to be persona driven, like Teddy mentioned. So a procurement manager is going to care more about, stock out issues, low inventory, whereas a warehouse associate is going to care about, hey, what are my inbound POs this week? Where do I need to allocate resources in the warehouse based on that flow of material? So in these insights is really where we're spoon feeding that data to the user and kind of giving them direction into where do they want to take action in any given day based on that data. So that's the first piece of the ConverSight platform of us providing that data visibility. The other piece is our Explorer functionality. And what Explorer does is allow us to really see our data by various business areas. So whether that's inventory data, sales order data, we're able to come in here and start taking the fields and data points that we are bringing into the platform and start building out robust reports using that data. So for example, if we wanted to pull in, customer reporting as a simple example, we can simply click those fields within an Explorer view and run that report on demand. Right, so within just a second, we're able to quickly build out a report to give us that visibility into what are our top customers, and what are they typically buying. The other way that we're providing ease of access to your data is through our Athena assistant. So on the bottom right here, you'll see this little icon, and Athena is going to be available on any page you are within ConverSight. So as you're exploring the platform and utilizing it for various workflows, you can come in and start utilizing Athena to start asking deeper level questions around your data. And all of that is done through a natural language format. So for example, if we came in and wanted to know, hey, what are our month over month sales growth for the last 12 months? Just simply typing that question using that natural language, Athena's gonna do her job in the back end to really pull that query for us and provide us with a visual for that data. Now from here, we can come in, further explore this data, drill into it. Athena has suggested that this is the best way for us to view this data, but maybe we want to see it in more of a traditional CS format. A flat file format like this is certainly possible. We can also see it in a pivot format, or choose from a variety of different other visuals that we can start utilizing based on how we best digest that data and how our users really prefer to see it. So really providing us with a lot of flexibility in how we're not only pulling the data, but also digesting it within the organization. Now from here, once we have the reports and the metrics that we really are curious about, we don't need to continuously be pulling that using Athena or through the Explorer functionality. We can go ahead and actually pin it to a storyboard and create these really robust storyboards within the platform that allow us to save these reports and really quickly access it in the future for real-time visibility into what we care about in any given day. Now let's dive into some of the storyboards we have in our demo environment here. So as I mentioned, we have a variety of different use cases that we really tackle. Really the key one that a lot of our customers utilize and that Midway was really focused on was around inventory optimization. So within inventory optimization, that really starts off with first establishing a accurate and automated sales forecast. So how do we do that at ConverSight? Well, we pull in 24 months of your sales data at the very least, and we start running it through our machine learning models. And these models are taking a look into things like seasonality, historical sales trends, any sort of outliers that we have in the data, and running it through a variety of different models that we have built in the platform. And these models and algorithms are taking a look at things like various scenarios, low, mid, or high forecast quantities. We're able to start tracking things like what are our forecasted values in relation to how actual sales have transpired. And what the model is going to be doing is actually auto-calibrating itself based on that recent sales trend. So we're starting to not only look at what have we done in the past, but also using that demand sensing data to predict, hey, based on those recent trends, where can we expect those shifts in the business so that we can more quickly and proactively take action on those trends instead of having to reactively chase those trending businesses as we realize them. So that forecast starts, at the high level, and we can get all the way down to the product and part level. So here we can see another view where we're seeing that forecast broken out by actual individual product. And if you're a manufacturing company, it can go as deep as needed, for example, at the part level as well. Now, once we have a sales forecast established and feel really good about where we expect the business to be trending go forward, we can start utilizing our inventory data to really give us a holistic picture of what are those current inventory positions at any given point in time, right? So as we're pulling in your inventory data, we're looking at things like current on-hand positions, what do we have coming into the building or into our warehouses. On the inbound side, what is our current allocated inventory? And this is really where Midway saw a lot of the value, right? So here we have an inventory summary report where we're actually seeing our inventory positions by specific parts. And we can start doing really robust analysis, such as analyzing what are potential excess stock positions. So based on those demand trends that we've identified and analyzing our current inventory positions, we can see where is that gap between those two. Where do we potentially have oversaturation within our buildings? And we need to start taking action on potentially alleviating some of these excess inventory positions go forward. So this is one of the key metrics that we're using to help Midway eliminate some of that excess inventory position by giving them that visibility on a location basis into their excess inventory positions. Other frequent calculations that we assist customers with is around days of inventory on hand or stock aging, really a variety of different metrics and calculations that we can provide. Really, again, speaking to the configurability of the platform and being able to really drive each of these storyboards and reports based on the use case that's going to be really most important to a specific organization and their priorities within that organization. Now, from there, once we have our inventory visibility established, we have a good understanding of what our inventory positions, we can then provide recommended purchase orders and that decision intelligence layer that comes with that recommendation. So we start off with that demand forecast. We now have a good idea of what our inventory positions are. And we then are using machine learning to figure out what are those potential shortages that we can expect and where do we need to potentially write additional purchase orders to meet those shortages based on that demand that we're expecting. So here we can see an example of the recommended purchase order. For this part housing pump, we have a suggested PO quantity of just under 190 units. Again, that's really based on the demands that we're generating. If we don't take any action, the system is telling us that we're going to have a shortage of about 92 units in 3 months. We have additional details here around forecast quantity, how much we have on hand, last 12-month, 3-month averages, variety of different detail that's really driving this recommendation and allowing us to see what is that quantity that needs to be purchased. Something else that we do within this recommendation is actually start analyzing supplier performance. So things like lead time, on time and in full performance, on-time delivery. We're looking at all of those different vendor trends and vendor performance metrics to further recommend a purchase order for just-in-time delivery. So, we often see customers utilize static lead times, for example, right? But with ConverSight, you are able to start utilizing some of our dynamic lead time functionality where we're actually starting to analyze what are those recent POs that have been coming in and how have those lead times been changing for specific suppliers. So as we get more robust visibility into those most recent lead time trends, we can start better recommending when to actually make these POs for just-in-time delivery. Again, really making sure that we're limiting how long product stays on our shelf and also ensuring that we are getting it just in time to fulfill sales orders and eliminate stock out issues as well. Now, all of this can also be within a MRP backdrop, right? So as we are pulling in that product functionality, we can then start layering things on, like your bill of materials, really being able to take that product forecast and break it down to a part level to really get a good understanding of what are our actual material requirements for our assembly builds. So seeing a holistic view for the foreseeable future of what is exactly the part requirements that we're going to need in order to fulfill those production builds and create those work orders. And the same way we have our recommended purchase order as part of that decision intelligence functionality, we also can recommend work orders as well. So again, based on that inventory position and the future demand we can expect within our business, we can start establishing these work orders and production schedules for when we actually need to develop and produce these goods to meet those sales trends. Really providing you with that end-to-end decision intelligence all the way from your sales forecasting all the way through your build plans to ensure that we have the right goods at the right time to meet that demand. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here and kick it back over to Teddy, unless the team has any questions that we can answer for you.
Thank you, Vlad, for going through the demonstration there.
Absolutely.
Well, I will go ahead and start sharing my screen back on that side of things. Let's see here. Can you see my screen okay on that front, Vlad? All
yes,
right,
we can.
perfect. All right. Well, thank you again, Vlad, for jumping in there. And also, just a quick note for everybody as we're kind of going through the slides here as well to wrap things up on that side. Please add questions that you have to our chat. Happy to address those as we kind of go through. And then additionally, afterwards, we can connect and really dive into those deeper as well. So as we kind of get started here, kind of wanted to jump into more of the implementation and packages that we're offering on that side of things. Really kind of giving you the foundation of, how ConverSight grows with you. Or I apologize, how ConverSight implements this solution with you and make sure that you have a, fully vetted implementation process. So as we kick off your project, we're going to ensure that, your team knows the proper team members to work with from start to end. That implementation team will work with you to ensure the data is connected. They'll start with teaching you how to utilize some of the insights within. You will be able to get some, hands-on training on how to ask Athena questions. And then from there, we jump into a few of the different steps. And as it relates to that, there's 4 to 5 steps until you get into production. And really, our team's going to work with you to ensure that the data is lining up properly. They're going to work through any refinements, any customizations, and adjustments. So the goal is to, at the end of step 4, really put you into production, have a good feeling that everybody on the team has adopted the platform and is in a good state to, really drive forward and utilize the platform. We also have a support team in the background as well. That once you go to post-production, ensures that any of the questions that you have are addressed and that we resolve those in a timely manner so that, you can keep up with the solution on that side. With that being said, ConverSight grows with you. And, as we grow with you, there's multiple options. There's a starter, advanced, and a premier. But ultimately, we want to start where you're ready to start with your data journey. Really trying to offer, a wide variety of areas that we can grow with you as you continue to explore the ConverSight platform. With that being said, I'm going to jump into the 3 packages here and really what entails in each one. As you can see here, this is our starter plan, really kind of the base of the platform, getting you into the solution, getting you those on-demand insights, and really giving you the visibility into your data. As you can see here, you have sales revenue, inbound operations, being able to see some of the, spend patterns, outbound operations, seeing some of the outbound operation gains and insights, really being able to track a little bit of your inventory and see that visibility as a whole. You additionally will have 5 total users, 5,000 questions to ask Athena per month, and ultimately 2 hours of configuration where our team would make sure that that gets configured properly for you. This plan is $9.99 a month for a year commitment. From there, we jump into our advanced plan. The advanced plan is going to include everything we talked about on the starter plan. As you can see at the top, the end-to-end supply chain visibility components. But then it's also going to incorporate a few other components. Demand forecasting, really giving you that holistical understanding of where your forecast is heading so you can try to purchase and understand those anomalies properly. Supply forecasting, really allowing you to understand and keep away from shortages or overstockages, really to help reduce costs within the business. And then lastly, be the recommended purchase orders, really helping you to understand based on, certain criteria is what, you're needing to order in order to keep up with that demand that we're understanding based on the business's current state. And with that being said, when you move up to the advanced platform, you do get more data pull in. So five gigabytes of data, 10 users, 20 insights, 10,000 questions to Athena, and a total of 8 hours of configuration. So the cost for this one is $14.99 for a yearly commitment, and really helping you kind of go through that side of things. Then lastly is our Premier plan. And, our Premier plan is really going to encompass the starter and the advanced packages, really helping to make sure that you have all the components there. And then we're also adding in the material requirement planning, really helping you, leverage product forecasts, the bill of materials to streamline your MRP solution. And then also bringing in production planning and recommended work orders, as, Vlad mentioned and alluded to on our demo today. This Premier package is going to give you 8 gigabytes of data, 30 insights, 15,000 questions to Athena, 15 users within the platform, and then we're going to work with you for about 14 hours of configuration on that side of things. So with that being said, it's $19.99 per month. And, like I said, our team would help you through the process to get things started and kicked off, go through training, and ensure that you have a successful implementation. With that being said, before we start to wrap things up for the day on that side of things, next steps would be after the webinar here, would love to schedule some additional time with you all. Take some time to understand your specific use cases, really dive into those, and help you map out how to get to where you need to within your data journey. And then from there, once we've kind of come to an agreement on the types of use cases that we want to utilize, we'll really jump into, providing that incentive offer that I know the Practical team sent out within our invites. That incentive for the webinar, attendees here today is providing the solution for 18 months at the cost for 12 months. So looking forward to catching up with a few of you on that side of things. And then the last thing would be, really connecting to your data within Sage so you can get that full visibility. That's once we've, signed and gotten everything kicked off and really kicking off the project. With that being said, as we go through wrapping up some of the presentation today, I want to open it up for, questions here. That we can address and work through scheduling some additional time with you guys after the webinar. So I'll leave it open here for the next few minutes to ensure that any questions that you all have can be addressed. As mentioned, please use the chat window in the top there, please. All right. Well, it looks like we have one there. All right. Thank you, Billy Ray. We will definitely ping you here outside of the webinar. Well, if nobody else has any questions on that front, really appreciate your time today. Look forward to catching up with you all outside of the webinar. And, again, thank you for taking the time out of your lunch to really learn about ConverSight and the offerings that we have to offer on that front. Hope you all have a great day.